Your brain is approximately 300,000 years old. Money is approximately 3,000 years old. You humans keep acting surprised that this is going poorly. Here is what nobody in the financial advice space will tell you, because most of them are trying to sell you a course. Your money problems are not a discipline problem. They are not a motivation problem. They are not even a math problem. They are a hardware problem. Your brain was built for a world where money did not exist, and it is running that ancient software inside a world that runs entirely on it. Allow me, a Yeti who has watched this from considerable elevation, to explain what is actually happening inside your head. Every time you spend money you shouldn't, avoid saving money you should, and feel genuinely confused about why you keep doing both.
Let us start at the beginning. 300,000 years ago, your ancestors were not worried about retirement accounts. They were worried about predators, starvation, and whether the tribe would let them stay. In that world, the brain developed one core operating principle: consume now because tomorrow may not come. If there was food, eat it. If there was water, drink it. If there was safety, use it. The future was dangerous and uncertain. Saving resources for a future that might kill you first was not strategy. It was foolishness. This worked. For a very long time, it worked extremely well. And then, approximately 3,000 years ago, humans invented money. And approximately 200 years ago, humans invented the concept of compound interest. And approximately 60 years ago, humans invented the credit card, a device that allows you to spend money you do not have on things you do not need to impress people you do not like. The brain did not update. The brain does not update on a 60-year timeline. It barely updates on a 60,000-year timeline. So what you have in your skull right now is a 300,000-year-old survival machine, being asked to voluntarily delay gratification for a future it evolved to distrust. The mountain does not apologize for avalanches. The brain does not apologize for this either. It is simply doing its job in the wrong century. This is not a personal failure. This is biology. Here is where it gets specific. In 1979, two psychologists named Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky ran a series of experiments that changed how we understand human decision-making entirely. What they found was simple and uncomfortable. Losing $100 feels approximately twice as bad as gaining $100 feels good. Read that again. The pain of loss is not equal to the pleasure of gain. It is double. Your brain is not running a balanced equation when it comes to money. It is running a system biologically wired to avoid loss above all else, not to pursue gain. This is why people hold losing investments for years, hoping they will recover, instead of cutting the loss and moving on. The brain registers the act of selling at a loss as a real-time injury, not metaphorical. Neurologically, it activates the same regions as physical pain. This is why people keep money in savings accounts, earning essentially nothing, rather than investing it. The abstract possibility of loss outweighs the concrete certainty of stagnation. I once watched a human hold on to a bad investment for 3 years because selling it would make the loss real. The loss was already real. He simply hadn't told his amygdala yet. Your brain is not broken. It is extraordinarily good at protecting you from loss. The problem is that it cannot tell the difference between a predator and a portfolio. Here is a cultural lie I would like to dismantle. You do not lack self-control. You lack a functioning relationship with your future self. Neuroscientists at Princeton ran fMRI scans on people as they thought about themselves, thought about other people, and thought about their future selves. The results were surprising. When people imagined their future self, the brain did not activate the same regions it uses for self-referential thinking. It activated the same regions it uses when thinking about a stranger. Your brain does not experience your future self as you. It experiences that person as someone else. This means that saving money, putting $200 into a retirement account today, does not feel like providing for your future. Neurologically, it feels like giving $200 to a person you have never met and will never see. No wonder you bought the shoes instead. This is called present bias. It is not a character flaw. It is a documented, measurable limitation of human cognition. The brain simply cannot weight the future the same way it weights the present. The present is real, immediate, and felt. The future is abstract, distant, and entirely theoretical. Your brain is not lazy. It is simply not convinced your future self is worth the investment. There is a lesson here.
Now for the one nobody wants to talk about. In the ancestral environment, social status was not vanity, it was survival. High-status individuals had more access to food, safety, and protection. Low-status individuals were the first to be left behind when resources ran short. Your brain learned this deeply, and it did not unlearn it. The result is that the brain processes social spending, the car upgrade, the designer item, the restaurant where the portions are smaller and the bill is larger, not as luxury. It processes it as necessary, as survival relevant. When you see someone with more visible wealth and feel the urge to match it, that is not weakness. That is your hippocampus running a status threat assessment that dates back to the Pleistocene. You humans call it keeping up with the Joneses, as if it is a personal failure. It is not a personal failure. It is your ancient threat detection system confusing a car payment with tribal survival. The Joneses are not going to exile you. Your brain has not received this update. Understanding this does not make the impulse disappear, but it changes what you do with it. You cannot fix what you believe is a character flaw. You can design around a biological one. So, where does this leave you? Most financial advice operates on the assumption that you already know what to do and simply lack the discipline to do it. Budget better. Spend less. Save more. The advice is correct and completely useless because it is aimed at the wrong problem. The problem is not behavior. The problem is the system underneath behavior. Here is what actually works and why. Automate your savings. Move the money before your present biased brain ever sees it. Remove the decision entirely. When there is no decision, there is no present bias. The future self gets paid before the ancient brain gets involved. Rename your accounts. Not account 7843. Name it after what it actually is for. Research shows that giving a future goal a concrete, personal name reduces the stranger effect. Your brain begins to feel ownership over that future version of itself. Name the impulse when it arrives. When you catch yourself reaching for the status purchase, the upgrade you don't need, the item that costs 3 times more than the functional version, do not shame yourself. Recognize it. My hippocampus believes this will protect me from exile. It will not, but I understand why it thinks that. I think about this when I watch the river on the mountain. The river does not fight the rock. It does not lecture the rock about being in the way. It goes around it. Your brain is the rock. 300,000 years of evolution built that rock. You are not going to move it with willpower. Design your financial life around the brain you actually have, not the rational one you wish you had. You are not bad with money. You are a 300,000-year-old animal in a 3,000-year-old system, using a brain that was built for a world where money was not the primary survival mechanism. Every instinct telling you to spend, to avoid loss, to match the tribe, to distrust the future, it is all doing exactly what it was designed to do.
The question is not whether you can override your biology. The question is whether you are smart enough to stop fighting it. Subscribe or don't. Your present bias has already decided. But if your future self ever thanks you for anything, let it be this: I'll be on the mountain.